Hey guys, welcome back to Halftime. Now, it's no secret that soccer is growing every single year in Canada, and that means there's more opportunities for young kids to dream of possibly being the next Canadian soccer star. We had the chance to go to the Athlete Institute Football Club, where they help and train kids to follow their dreams. Now, whether that means following the schooling system, an academy system, or going to Europe, we're going to be chatting to a couple different members of the club and their experiences where maybe it can help inspire your kids to follow their footsteps. So many young kids at home that are watching probably dream of playing in a league like Serie, going overseas. What are some of the options that they have as young Canadian kids?
Yeah, so ultimately, I'd like to say we're at a golden time, of youth soccer development in Canada. I think T.F.C, coming into the scene from an academy standpoint was a fantastic catalyst, first and foremost from offering a different model, which was not having to pay to play, right? Just to say we want to work with the best players, we want to invest in them, and we want to get them to the next level.
And you've actually had players that you work with go to Italy and play, correct?
Yeah, so a player that I worked with for quite a few years, Argentinian background, Lucas Rocco, had an opportunity. He's a perfect example. Started with us from a private academy route, was identified from the Toronto A.I.F.C academy route, and I totally believe that was a next step for a player that's coming from more humbler resources into something like Toronto A.I.F.C. He spent some time there and took a little bit of a leap of faith for himself and went into Italy a little bit younger than 18, so he's been there for quite some time.
World Cup's coming to Canada, and the Canadian team is just a step away from qualifying. What is that going to do to Canadian soccer and all the kids that are watching it?
Yeah, so 2026 is huge. From the impact that it made in 1994 for the U.S., you can only expect it to be the same. I think that we're in a great place because we don't even have to look past 2022. There's a potential to qualify there. We have a great young Canadian core. We have some fantastic players coming through the system on both the men's side and the women's side. And the fact that we have players now that are playing in garnering minutes, garnering experience, becomes a great reference point to Canadian players. I think when we looked at, in the past, you look at players at that level that are young stars of the world, you have to look everywhere else but Canada. But now, that's something that's very real and, very, very tangible within our shores. So it's exciting to see sort of what that next wave that's going to come with this initial wave as well. So we're in a good place. So
we're going to be talking to your son who is actually playing in Europe. How did you get him to actually make that transition?
Well, it was a progressive, process. So basically from the time that, we were 12, 13 years old, he was fortunate to be in a situation where he was like in a higher end club that was, very competitive.
Talk to us a little bit about what you do here at the academy.
Since I live in Germany, I always come back. When I come back, I usually help my father with training or help around with the kids or even involve myself in the training. So they're usually predominantly younger than me, so I just always show them what I've learned and what I can bring to the table and what they like in Europe.
Why Europe?
Europe's always been a dream of mine since I first started playing football. Watch players like South American players like Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, all of them go to Europe, so I wanted to follow in their footsteps.
So you've been playing in Europe. What's the difference between the European soccer culture and what we see here in Canada?
Speed of play. Speed of play is very, very, very quick. So we have to adapt very fast. Language, obviously. So I speak Spanish, so German is a bit hard. But other than that, Canada's pretty on the same level. And
what's one thing that you would like to see implemented in Canadian soccer?
I'd like to see more Canadians just follow their dreams. I see a lot of Canadians give up too early on themselves. But when there's potential there, so you need to follow your dreams.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you go to tln.ca/soccer to get the entire Serie schedule. And as always, enjoy the rest of the match.